Good day, everybody. This is a Florida Golden Girl. Today's travel adventure takes us to another local town in Central Florida. Folks, we're in Winter Park. And I thought I enjoyed walking in the park. So I figured, let me go back out and see if I can find something else picturesque. And I'll take you along for the adventure. So today we're going to be in the area called Lake Emerald Park. This is an older area of Winter Park. And I figure let's walk and have a little bit of a chat, and I can give you my wisdom of life. And you can sit there and you can listen and enjoy the historic scenery. So it's a real nice afternoon out, and I figure, you know, in Central Florida, and it's winter and it's 79 degrees out, can you imagine? And I don't want to sit in the house and not do something. Ever since I've been uploading vlogs and going out there and filming cemetery vlogs and items of interest, I figure, I just don't like being in the house. So I want to get out and do something that's going to be not only productive, but I can do something for this channel as well. So I always like to make my time wise and plan it accordingly. So we have two historic ducks here. I know you're probably wondering, why do I continue to use the word historic? Because I get a kick out of it. Look at that. What a pretty view. And I want to say that a lot of the people here, the view is from their backyard. So this is a man-made lake. Isn't that pretty? So how is everybody doing today? I hope you are. I know it's not positive on what's going on in everyday life, but I hope that this gives you a little bit of a reprieve is probably the better word that I can use. And it's something relaxing, and you can enjoy the nice scenery. I'm sure wherever anybody lives, there's always something that's picturesque. That's my sidekick. I really can't go anywhere without him along, and that's okay. It's kind of part of the deal that we made when you get married. And when you retire, you see more of each other now than you did when you were working. It's amazing. I want to say the military, most of our marriage, we were apart, through, attending courses, going TDY, being stationed in different areas. We still hung in there, and I'm not saying it was easy. It wasn't. It was very hard, but we made it. So now we see each other more, and I don't mind it so much. But sometimes, you want a little bit of space, so you can go do shopping. You ain't got him breathing down your neck. Oh, you're spending this and you're spending that. Oh, whatever. So, and I'm sure there's many of you in the same situation that I am, where so we're on Lake Emerald Drive. Just gonna do a little bit of a walk. So where you're retired, you're with your partner, significant other, husband, wife, whatever your relationship situation is, and you wonder, well, what do we do with the rest of our lives? And I think that's going to be the focus of the chat up in today's vlog? What do you do with the rest of your life? That's sort of up to you. Do you make each day productive? What do you do to keep busy? Because let me tell you, how many of you have worked since you were a teenager, even when you were a kid? I think I've shared my circumstances with you where I ran away from home because of being abused, and my mother allowed it to happen, and I couldn't handle it. So one day it was Southern Illinois, January. I was gonna graduate in May and was gonna be off to the military because that was the only thing I could do. That was the only thing I could do. I was sheltered to a degree. And so life took me to different paths, but I made it. So when you're used to working, what do you do? How do you fill your time? Well, I mean, you could find out what is it that you've always wanted to do and do it. Whether you sign up for a class, whether you travel. Now that's what we wanted to do, was travel. There are places that I've always wanted to go to in heaven. Why? Well, when I retired, it was 2020. And what was that? It was the start of that stupid pandemic, which will never go away. Now, you have to still be careful who you're around, et cetera, et cetera. And so what do? Do you travel by car? Which I think is not a bad idea, versus going on the plane, because you can't, planes are not a reliable source of transportation these days. And so you could go and find out if there's any hobbies. What is it you like to learn? Piano, crochet, needlepoint, knitting. There's all different types. Okay, for me, I found that there's crocheting classes at at one of the local libraries. There's Zoom events, where, if you want to learn about old Hollywood or anything like that. When I think that's something that I did, I put together a little PowerPoint slide and gave Zoom presentations on old Hollywood. And so, because I have a blog and I blog about Valentino, and through all of the research I've done on him, and I'm not an expert by any means, but I do know people that are. So I figured, well, let me do this as a means of trying to keep busy. So I did that. There's so much out there. There's a lot that are free. If you're into Art Deco stuff, there's different types of places you can join. Go to AARP.org. There should be things out there you can look to. I live in Florida, the retiree capital of the world, okay? And the thing is that there's things that I look to. There's you got museums you can go to that are free, but then it's not free because of the gas costs. I don't live in a retirement home. I absolutely refuse to do that. And things of that nature. So you have to find what it is you're interested in. Do you have friends? Do you live by yourself? Are you a widow or a widower? Did your spouse recently die? What's your situation? You have kids. You have to figure out what's the rest of your life going to be like. And only you can make the decision how that life is going to be lived. And so it's just food for thought, folks, food for thought. So get out there and exercise. Don't sit in a chair and watch TV. Meet people. If you're afraid to meet people, there is a website you can go to called Global Pen Pals. Now, Global Pen Pals is something you can do, which will allow you to, I think it's $10 a month, $10 a year, no, $20 a year. or whatever. You have to look it up. But the deal is that you can write to a pen pal. Remember when we were little kids, that was something that we used to do. We didn't have the internet. We didn't have texting or phone calls where everything costs. But now, through technology, you can either write somebody via email or do it the old-fashioned way through snail mail. You could do that. That's something you can look forward to that'll take away your time. I've got pen pals, a lady, she lives in Japan, another lady in Switzerland, another lady in Sweden, another lady in Czechoslovakia, and another one in Holland. And I'm telling you, it's always exciting to get something in the mail, but the correspondence that, having to, a letter comes in and then you've got to think of a reply. But what I do is I kind of make it generic in nature, and I'll put the name at the top, put the date, and then I'll put things going on, and then, the letters normally come in a group or what have you, because of whatever. And then what happens is then I will make my responses like they're personal, but they're not, But it's a thought, get a pen pal. So those are ideas on things you can do that will shape the rest of your life. Go to church. If that's something that you feel comfort in, nothing wrong with that. Find a church that will that you think inspires you, and do that. Go through your old clothes and get rid of that nonsense. You ain't gonna need it anymore, so go through that. Donate to people in need. Volunteer. I just won't do that. I got too many, I go to the doctor and I just, like I said, but there's other things you can do. So you've got a whole list of things that you could do in order to live a productive life. And it's up to you to decide how you want to live the rest of your life. What do you think? Simple? I think so. So, folks, from one retiree to another, enjoy the remaining years that you and I both have, because life is just too short not to enjoy it. You work your whole life for what? To just whittle away? No, don't do that. Don't do that. Anyway, thank you for coming along with me on this journey to Emerald Park today here in Richtown Winter Garden. Like, subscribe, click that notification bell that lets you know another video will be uploaded. Tell a neighbor, tell a friend. Word of mouth is how my channel grows, folks, and I appreciate each and every one of you that take the time and stop by to see my channel. So, I'm going to close this for now. Thank you for watching, and so long for now. You can imagine.